Thank you very much for joining me on this Monday. Meteorologist Brian Shields. It is busy. Don't want to waste your time, so let's get right to it. This here, a new name storm, Eastern Pacific. This here, trying to develop in the Western Caribbean, south of Jamaica, south of the Cayman Islands. We have Tammy here, and look at all that moisture just off to the east of Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean. Several areas to watch. Let me start here because this is going to bring life-threatening flooding. It already is. Now, there's a small chance this does develop into a tropical depression or a tropical storm. It would if it could stay over the water long enough, but it is going to push in, especially tonight into tomorrow, into Nicaragua, bringing really heavy rain, intense rain. It already is in spots. Honduras and Nicaragua, down through parts of Costa Rica, San Andres, Providencia, again, seeing that very heavy rain right through here. This is where it is developing. I'm thinking of you dealing with this heavy rain. Again, we're going to see, I want to get into those rain totals in a second. We're going to see intense flooding in some spots. Now, as we get back through, here's the Western Caribbean, spotty showers near Jamaica, Eastern Cuba. We have a few in this here, these feeder bands, St. Kitts and Nevis. We've had some heavy rain overnight. Other spots as well. Been watching this northeastern Caribbean, still generally just off to the east of the British and U.S. Virgin Islands. I've been watching over toward Saba, St. Martin for some rain. We'll see that rain chance in Anguilla, right on the edge of Antigua and Bermuda again, and more moisture back to the east. Now let me zoom you down a little bit. So here we are. Here's St. Bart's, for example, St. Martin, Saba, Statia, St. Kitts and Nevis. Again, the system's up to the north. That's where Tammy is, but this kind of trailing action giving us some extra rain and storms. We had a lot of flooding yesterday in spots. You may have seen the scenes of that, or you may have been dealing with it yourself. Still that chance with some tropical downpours. Not as much southeastern Caribbean, but there's more action off to the east. As I mentioned, we're going to stay generally active. Trinidad and Tobago, scattered showers and storms on the way. So let me focus on this. I'm going to get to every spot. Hang with me. So first we have this. Here's Honduras, Nicaragua. Later today, again, San Andres, watching out for that flood potential right down through Costa Rica. Now tonight, if this stays offshore enough, it could develop into a brief tropical depression or tropical storm. Either way, by tomorrow morning, starting to work in eastern end of Honduras over toward Nicaragua. The heavy rain, this is by tomorrow evening. Look at it spreading across, and this is a big problem. Mudslides, just regular old flooding in spots. It'll be enhanced as well. Guatemala, El Salvador, even Belize, as we go throughout the week, in the Yucatan of Mexico, that rain chance is going to pick up as this moves inland and then eventually moves across to the eastern Pacific side. Tons of green here. Big problem here in Central America. Thank you for getting the word out about this. We do not need a named system to have the life-threatening flooding. You know that very well. And again, watching that, spotty showers and storms, Cayman Islands and Jamaica. Again, the heaviest action with that stays off to the west. A lot of us the next 3 days, look at that black shading in there. We're looking at 150 millimeters of rain, or half a foot of rain, 6 inches of rain or more. These colorings off my chart. So that would be anywhere from about 300 millimeters of rain or more. That's why flooding, and again, the mudslides, a big potential in this area. I'll be on top of it for you. But again, point being, letting you know about that. Please get the word out about this channel, just to get the word out about what's going on there. So the winds, again, a little tight system in here. Small chance it does develop. There is a weak circulation already in there. There is Tammy, again, lifting up to the north. So as we work our way into tonight and tomorrow, that small window that this does develop, but either way, it's going to push on shore, lose its kind of fuel, which is the water. That's its energy source. So again, if it doesn't develop over the next 12 to 18 hours, it's going to work inland, and then it won't develop after that. So got you covered here. Let me swing back here to the Eastern Caribbean. I'm watching Haiti, Dominican Republic, spotty showers and storms this afternoon, and I'll get into that. I'll get into Tammy and what's going on in the Eastern Pacific. Hit or miss showers and storms. Lots of moisture to the east. You've been seeing those blobs out there. I'm not seeing organization out of that. But long term, and in about 2 minutes in this video, I want to show you long term, we're going to see a big surge of moisture all across the Caribbean, which is raising my eyebrows because, at least getting my attention, because again, we could see some development flat out in the Caribbean with that moisture. This is as we get into Wednesday and you see some of the extra rain out here trying to get closer. So as far as rain totals go, northeastern Caribbean, we could see a few of our islands today in the northeastern Caribbean getting an additional 100 millimeters or 4 inches of rain if you happen to get stuck in one of those feeder bands today as Tammy lifts to the north. Speaking of which, there's Tammy. It is still a hurricane getting stronger. Now, what's going to happen is as it curls closer to Bermuda late week, it's going to start to lose its tropical characteristics and get tied into that front that we've been talking about. Again, that front helping to draw it to the north. So the models kind of want to bring this back toward Bermuda. Some just kind of want to take it out. The official path kind of curves it out, but this will get a little bit closer to Bermuda as we get toward the end of the week. But either way, it should be losing some of its tropical characteristics. I'll show you the big picture on that. But the overall concern, especially back through the Caribbean, even into the Gulf, but more so in the Caribbean, the water temperatures are so warm that if we get this surge of moisture that I mentioned in the Caribbean, we could see additional development later this week, those kind of quick spin-ups you get this time of year and right through November, and then those could lift up to the north. So that's what I'm looking out for. So overall, as far as the names on the list go, now we're getting way through the list, still Tammy out there. If that spot near Central America develops, the next name on the list is Vince, then Whitney after that, and then there's a secondary list of names this year, not the Greek alphabet, a separate list of names if we get down to that point. And we're getting close to finishing out this season. All right, I'll get you to the Eastern Pacific in a second. As promised, I want to show you this. Here's Bermuda, here's Tammy, and then I want to show you the surge of moisture. So what I'm going to do here is just take you out in time. Tammy is getting drawn into this front up here. As it lifts to the north into the front, increased wind shear, cooler water temperatures, it starts to lose its tropical characteristics. There is a chance the front just takes it away. This is by the time we get into Wednesday. Or if the front just kind of zips away, some of this moisture could swing back toward Bermuda. Still kind of a wait and see on that. But either way, let me just take you to the end of the week. I'll stop it here. This is by Friday. Some sort of spin near Bermuda or off to the east. But then look at all of this rain building, even near the ABC Islands, the potential of that. And again, I just showed you these water temps. That's a big issue. Anytime you get leftover moisture here in the Caribbean this time of year with the warm water, that's when we could get a spin up, similar to what we're seeing now near Nicaragua. Now, this out here, this is a new named system. Again, Norma did move inland, spreading some rain. I'll show you that to parts of Texas. This is now Tropical Storm Otis. It is going to be a slow go and then eventually move into the southwest coast of Mexico. Now, here's some of the moisture. Of course, Norma, when it moved inland, hits the high terrain, weakens quickly. Some of the moisture feeding back toward Texas. This here, just for days and days, kind of spinning. This is Otis, and eventually by later this week, it will lift into the southwest coast of Mexico. Tropical storm watches are already out because, again, it could sit there near the coast for a couple of days before that does decide to move inland. So Jamaica, scattered showers and storms. Again, that development down to the south. But next week, we could see additional development in the Caribbean. Cayman Islands, 40 to 50% chance of showers and storms. And look at Belize. All that moisture nearby will increase the chance of rain. Isolated areas of flooding starting tomorrow into Wednesday and Thursday in Belize. Barbados, rain chance 40 to 50%, watching all that moisture back to the east. A 40 to 50% chance in St. Lucia. As we get into Guadeloupe, 40 to 50% chance. Of course, if you've had any flooding the last few days, any additional rain could add to more at least street flooding in some spots. Dominica, 30 to 40% chance, picking up in the middle of the week as some of the moisture to the east moves in. Same thing as we get into Martinique, as we work our way into Antigua and Barbuda, just northeastern Caribbean, watching where these feeder bands set up. St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, we've already had some of that rain overnight. Anguilla, St. Bart's, 40% chance of the rain and storms. Could be a little bit higher if one of those feeder bands around Tammy works in. St. Martin, we've had some of the rain. Rain chance is elevated with Tammy just to the north. Areas of flooding still possible. Puerto Rico, 40% chance of scattered showers and storms. And on the hot side, today about a 30% chance of rain in the British and U.S. Virgin Islands. Heaviest weather stays off to the east and to the north. 50% chance of scattered showers and storms in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'll be watching that rain off to the east. Grenada, about a 30% chance today and tomorrow. A 40% chance St. Vincent and the Grenadines, picking up some mid to late week. Haiti, an isolated shower or storm. A little bit of a higher chance in the Dominican Republic. We're looking at a 50% chance for today. Limited chance in Bermuda, keeping an eye on what the heck happens with Tammy down the road. Rain chance Yucatan and Mexico, picking up as that moisture from the area near Nicaragua starts to work in. Bahamas, about a 30% chance, 40% chance in the Turks and Caicos today, 30% chance tomorrow. Holding at about a 30% chance in Cuba. Best chance will be in our eastern zones. 20% chance the next couple days in Aruba, but again, late week, we could see the rain chance going up in Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. So we'll see how that goes as we get that pattern change as we get deeper into fall. Costa Rica, watching out for the areas of flooding, even down through Panama. Northern Venezuela, about a 30 to 40% chance of scattered showers and storms. Guyana and Suriname, not for all of us, but at least the rain chance is there, a 30 to 40% chance as we go over the next couple days. So definitely really on the busy side. It is an active period in the tropics, and I do believe because of that surge of moisture moving into the Caribbean, we could see another spin up possible this weekend or next week. It is close to home stuff this time of year. We're not really looking off the coast of Africa. We are looking nearby. You could get those quick spin ups, again, exactly what we're seeing in the Western Caribbean right now. Tammy to the north, watching the flooding in Central America. 38 days left in the hurricane season. Thank you for sharing this channel, taking the time to subscribe, and have a good rest of your day.